Hi, welcome to Forex In Four. I'm Mike Conlon for FXEDU, and in the next 4 minutes, I'm going to show you the highlights of where the action is in today's Forex market. So let's get started.
Good morning. Today is Tuesday, April 26, 2011. This morning I'm talking about transparency, but not truth. And with that, I'm referring to what we're going to hear tomorrow out of Bernanke at this FOMC meeting, rate decision, and or this question and answer session he's got at the conference. I mean, I don't even know what the format is for this thing tomorrow, but it's the new quarterly speech he's going to give, where apparently he's going to answer questions. And the idea behind this is that it's supposed to provide transparency, so everybody knows exactly where he is. Well, that's great and all, but it doesn't help if you're not being truthful and you're not being honest about the situation that you're facing as a country, as a people, as a nation. And when people sit here and they criticize this guy's decisions, Bernanke that is, and what he's doing with monetary policy, how dollar destruction's happening, how we're seeing inflation in commodities, namely oil prices, gold, which coincidentally have pulled back a little bit this morning. You really has to get out there and say, listen, this is the reason why we're doing it. And I don't think we're going to hear anything like that. I mean, listen, S&P already put us on warning last week, saying, listen, if you guys in Washington can't get this fixed, figure out some way to combat the budget deficit, then there's going to be continued problems in the U.S. So we've been seeing dollar weakness throughout the week, and it's right now we're sort of trading these ranges here around recent highs. You can see here Aussie's higher up to 107.50, and it looks like that's we haven't gotten up to 108 yet, but we're creeping in that direction. And then we also have this morning Euro's a little bit higher, back up to 146. We've got let me look here. Let's go back a week. 140. 650 is the recent highs. And you can see there it's almost like a little bit of a double top put in there. All right, there's no real news happening this morning, or it happened earlier, I should say, out of the European countries. They were off yesterday for holiday, and they're just back now getting in the swing of things. So European stocks were higher, but we saw Asia was lower overnight. Got oil pulling back a little bit, but it's still holding 112. Gold's pulling back. It was still over 1,500. So, there is still a high degree of risk in the market, as well as, the idea that, we want to try and take on some risk and gain some yield if possible. So we're seeing things like Aussie and the Kiwi trading higher, despite the MSCI Pacific Rim Index being lower, which typically have a fairly high correlation, Aussie and Kiwi that is, to the MSCI index. So, it's part of what's going on is that the market doesn't know what to expect tomorrow out of Bernanke, and we're going to have to see what how this thing goes, what the result is. I mean, my feeling is that this is really going to be much ado about nothing, and like every other big thing that the market weighs heavily on, when you get these contrived little actions taking place, it really is just a dog and pony show, and nothing really big comes out of it. But I think you could see a little bit of a risk aversion heading into that tomorrow. Is that people may be fearful that that he may talk about the exit from QE2, and that's been an unpopular program. It has driven commodity prices as well as stock prices higher, although they won't admit that at the Fed. But look at a chart. I'll have to pull one up here for us, but it's pretty telling. So depending upon what's said tomorrow, we could see dollar strengthening into this as maybe they're realizing, hey, wait a second, the free ride here on cheap money is going to be over. Or it could go the other way, all right? Bernanke could come out and just say, hey, look, this thing looks really weak, so we're going to have to sort of continue in some way, in which case it could be game on for the risk currencies as well. So, the idea of being transparent about telling everybody everything, that's great, okay, but you got to be truthful with it. And unfortunately, I think there's a lot of intellectual dishonesty going on, around the banks and the Washington politicians, and it's unfortunate because all it does is it really raises public ire about it. And as people go to the gas station every day and have to pay $4 or $5 gallon gasoline, or they hit the supermarket and it's $5 for milk, or I don't even know what milk costs anymore. It's going to hurt people. It's going to hit people in their pocket, and that's going to take away from discretionary spending that they could spend elsewhere, which could also help the government move forward. So we could be looking at much slower growth going forward, and we'll just see how transparent and honest Bernanke decides to be tomorrow. So that's what I've got today. Not much happened in the U.S. session. We've got Case-Shiller Index figures coming out, and then also consumer confidence figures. We were at a 3-month low last reading. We're expecting that to come in a little bit higher, so we'll have to see how that goes. But U.S. stock earnings have still been coming in pretty good, so U.S. stocks are higher following European markets so far this morning. So that's what I've got for today, folks. Good trading to all.
As always, be sure to check out the written blog at www.fxedu.com to get complete coverage of today's Forex market. If you would like to learn more about how to trade the Forex market from professionals like myself, be sure to check out our affordable Forex trading courses. And if you're already a seasoned professional or aspire to be one, ask us how we can help you achieve your Forex goals. Go to www.fxedu.com to get started today.